As we enter the final week of the USL League Two regular season, a couple of controversial calls have put the San Francisco Glens division title hopes in limbo. But after righting the ship last week in a 3-0 win, they look to stay in the race and clinch a national playoff spot for the first time in club history. It's the Glens versus Central Valley Fuego coming up next on Chron On.
Welcome to Skyline College, where we have another big one in USL League 2 action. The San Francisco Glens are hosting the Central Valley Fuego 2. My name is Jeffrey Ulysses Geisinger, and joining me on the call today is Kylan Mills. Kylan, for the Glens, what are they going to kind of look to do in this game? What are they going to try and stamp on the game in this one?
The key for the Glens is going to be controlling the pace of this game through possession. The Glens need to recognize when to slow down, build their attack out of the back, and then when to get numbers forward and look to get upfield quickly. Head coach Gabe Saucedo said this could easily be a trap game for the Glens. The Fuego have lost their last 6 straight. It could be easy to get comfortable in this game. He wants the Glens to get on the board first and to really control the pace for the entire 90 minutes here at Skyline College.
That last match for the Fuego, a 6-1 loss at Marin, a tough one to take. If you look at the standings here for the Glens, they're so close to the playoffs, on the precipice, 4 points away. Unfortunately, can't clinch it today, but with a win today and 2 wins in their next 2 matches, and if the Project 510 drop points at all, the Glens could steal the Southwest Division crown. Kind of an interesting scheduling note. These 2 sides will face each other twice in 4 days, and then the Glens have another match after that. What are maybe some of the unique challenges of that?
I mean, the Glens play 3 games in 5 days. Saucedo said it's so important because of that. They take care of business today and then try to rest up and get ready to go back-to-back against this Fuego team. A
unique challenge for sure, but everything to play for. When we come back, kickoff to this USL League 2 matchup.
We created Carlsberg 0-0 because even the best things can be better with alcohol-free beer.
Clean one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better.
We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better.
Parking in space, better.
So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Welcome back to USL League 2 action here on Chron On. We're now going to bring you to the starting lineups for today's match. First up with the Fuego. A few interesting notes with this Fuego lineup. Elliot Horde, assistant coach, will be starting in that back line. A player with a lot of pedigree in terms of playing professionally, has played at the USL Championship level for both Sac Republic and Hartford Athletic, and is now the first assistant for Orlando Ramirez's side. And when we flip to the Glens and we take a look at this Glens lineup, Kylan, is there anyone on this Glens side that really sticks out to you as a player to watch?
One player to watch is forward Junior Mahi. Scored 2 goals in the Glens' last win. He seems to really be figuring it out, and he has a great strike with his left foot, playing in that left wing position. He's a player to keep an eye on. A lot of pace and a lot of potential there.
Those were the starting lineups for this one, brought to you by Carlsberg as we get ready for kickoff here.
It's important, Jeffrey, the Glens get on the board first in this game. They do not want to be chasing. Also, head coach Gabe Saucedo calling this game a potential trap game, given the fact that the Fuego have lost their last 6 straight. It would be easy, he said, to come out comfortable and come out a little bit slow in this game. So he really wants his team to focus on playing with a lot of intensity right from kickoff as we are underway here.
It makes sense why they would think that it's been a struggle for the Fuego in this reincarnation from the Fresno Fuego of 2003 to 2018. Currently 8th out of 9th, as you saw there. 25 goals conceded, including 2 matches where they conceded 6, one of those just 2 days ago. So they'll be looking to maybe solidify that back line. Maybe that's where the inclusion of Elliot Horde into the lineup comes into play.
Also of note, the Glens wearing their white kits today, black shorts, black socks. Typically at home, they've been wearing their green kits the past several matches.
Chrétien, a left-footed strike, and oh my word, it's off the crossbar.
I like the look on goal there from Max Chrétien. He had space to take that shot, and he was within range just outside the 18. A really nice strike from him just off the crossbar.
Audacious, but nearly a banger right off of the starting pistol.
Why not take a chance there, though? It can be easy, especially early in the game, to potentially catch a goalkeeper and defense off guard with a rip like that.
Kevin Lowe, a little volley outside to Valdivia. Nice little move. He'll combine briefly with Chrétien until Michael Gonzalez tracks back. And that pass, Kevin Lowe will gratefully collect. And a good bit of connection here. The connective tissue we've talked about in previous matchups. Looking a little more positive for the Glens.
We're just a couple minutes in. It is still early, but yes, so far the Glens connecting and moving the ball well on the ground. That's something they've struggled with early in games, finding a rhythm and finding feet as they look to maintain possession. So far, so good here today.
Grande from Bilter, and Stephan Morris comes in, pokes it away though. Velasquez trying to chip over the top to Chrétien. It's a foot race, but Elliot Horde easily dispatches any danger.
Another thing Saucedo said the Glens have worked on in practice is looking to switch the point of attack. He mentioned they did several drills this week where you've got two different goals, small-sided goals, and you're looking to figure out when to force and push forward on one side and when to just look to totally redirect.
Grande there trying to cross that ball in to the general vicinity of Junior Mahi, but offside.
Also of note, missing from the Glens lineup today, central midfielder Jonathan Estrada, the Cal product who has been a key cog in the Glens' success this season. A lot of technical skill. He works so well in tight spaces. He's out with an injury today, so that's notable in this Glens lineup. Corey Lundeen stepping in and filling in that central midfield position.
Estrada, one of the players that scouts are looking as one of the hottest prospects on this Glens roster. Adrian Medina, again, still out with injury. His season unfortunately ended a few weeks back. So some midfield changes compared to the battery that was in the first half of the USL League 2 season. Simeon slides it back to Bilter. Recycling play. Maybe enjoying there's still a little bit of wind, but it's calmer than we've experienced the last few games. So different element possibly added to this one. The Glens content just keep possession, not forcing anything. Oh, that ball will be forced over the top. And Rosas, the commentator's curse.
Yeah, seriously. The Glens do want to really focus on determining the pace of this game and dictating the pace of this game, something I mentioned before kickoff here. When do you slow down and look to build the attack, maybe swing the ball around the back, and when do you try to really get numbers forward?
Rosas, a ball out wide to Trujillo. Valdivia, great bit of pressing, and the end result will be the Glens winning that ball back. Bit of pressing from Fuego after initially content, but now a chance to open up the legs of Junior Mahi, and that ball will trickle, and although it looked like it would curl back in.
A great bit of play there by center back Jack Bacuzzi. He was able to work that out of such a tight space under pressure. Some nice footwork and a couple of one-touch passes. The Glens did well.
Chrétien muscling off Montejano, and his effort will be gobbled up by Robbie Rosas. But we've talked about, you know, Chrétien. He's been a huge catalyst for this offense. 3 goals, 4 assists this season. But in addition, you see on this play, and also physical presence, a hold-up play, even though you might not look at him and be, that's the initial first thought when you see him.
One of Chrétien's biggest strengths is his strength on the ball, his ability to hold off defenders, and that's exactly what you want from someone who plays in that central striker position. You've got to be able to hold the ball at your feet. Look, the Glens offense looks to play through him. You need someone who's going to be a playmaker who can really be strong on the ball, and that's exactly what he is. We saw that in that last play.
Off of that throw in deep in the Fuego half, the Glens able to trap him in and collect. Valdivia enjoys serving it in. He also hits set pieces, and that might be deflected, but it's not challenging at all for the Fuego goalkeeper.
6 minutes in, the Glens have done a good job of possessing so far in the early minutes of this half.
That ball over the top, Morris unable to fully get the beat on Bilter, trying to split the two center backs.
How about Kevin Lowe winning that header there despite being outmatched size-wise in that position?
Throw forward, Gonzalez tries to flick onto Morris. Marquez. Plays it back to Rosas. So you've noticed there's 2 Rosases on the field for the Fuego. There's also a third on the bench. If you were thinking, that's interesting, you might also be thinking they're brothers, and you'd be correct. A set of 3 brothers in this 18 today for the Fuego.
Yeah, I think it was easy to tell they were brothers for me when I saw the 3 R names. You know that someone's parent did that intentionally. Ricky, Ryan, and Robbie Rosas.
Foul there on Chrétien, on Ryan Rosas. Take the time before kicking this one off. We've talked about kind of a new era in charge under Gabe Saucedo. As in the previous seasons, you had Javi Ayala Hill as well as Jimmy Conrad in the head coach positions. This year, it's all on Gabe Saucedo's shoulders. And Gabe is a super interesting guy when you get to know him. Won 4 national rugby championships in Cal, but before that, and we talked about this, and he was like, oh, you have to put this in. This has to be on the broadcast. He says, and we don't know if there's video evidence, but he says that he intercepted Tom Brady in high school. So, a multi-sport athlete and a really interesting guy who loves working with these players and trying to get them to the next level.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the video evidence of the alleged interception of Tom Brady. And again, Brady is a San Mateo native from here in the Bay Area, as well as Saucedo, who's from here. They played against each other in high school, and allegedly, there was a Tom Brady interception from our coach here today at Skyline College.
Or if there's a newspaper article with it listed, we'll take that. Kevin Lowe trying to slice a ball to Valdivia, and Trujillo actually hits it off Valdivia. Cleverly done. Valdivia with maybe a bit of CONCACAF knocks the ball away. Not keeping it close. Rosas getting ready to gently slide this over to Montejano. This game kind of a bit of a homecoming for Montejano. San Jose native, plays at Stanislaus State. He's played 34 matches in the last 2 seasons. Player of the Dionza Force Academy way back when. Or maybe not way back when, but back when. Bilter wins it well, intercepts, and Chrétien won't really give an effort on it. Knew he was coming from an offside position. And the brothers will play with each other. And Montejano now trying to find maybe the head of Morris, but maybe a bit of miscommunication on where that ball was going. Nice bit of connective play from the Glens briefly before, again, just holding that possession, playing the game at their own pace, trying to stamp themselves onto this one early 10 minutes in.
Here, the next thing the Glens need to do when they're possessing the ball so well out the back is look to make that entry pass into the attacking third, like this ball right here to Junior Mahi.
And Mahi's left foot will be blocked away, but he'll still be able to have it. He enjoys using his pace. You'll have trouble finding anyone faster than him on the pitch. Valdivia's effort, though, cleared away by Alvarado. And that's an awkward clearance from Bakuzi, but luckily nobody near Nathan Simeon to really give him any trouble. Marquez on the ball. That's a giveaway. Asked for a foul. Nothing given. And now on the ball, Alan Gutierrez. Nice slipped pass, but offside. Quickly, that flag went up on Lucas Ribeiro.
The Glens back line doing a good job. It was a close call, but they are able to pull him offsides thanks to their center back staying connected and really making sure they're holding their line.
Kevin Lowe with his hands out asking, where's the movement in that moment? Simeon from Grande. Bilter. Bacuzzi with time and space. Valdivia making a run. Unfortunately, though, that ball too far inside. Valdivia stops his run, unable to get to it. And not too much of a challenge there defensively for the Fuego.
Again, the one thing missing for the Glens, that entry pass, finding the feet of a forward or finding open space on the through ball. There, I would have liked to see him maybe play Dom's feet on the outside versus forcing and playing a little bit more direct with that through ball forward.
A nice little attack started by a ball won by Kevin Lowe, and that effort from Lundin didn't strike it as well as he would have liked or hoped. And unfortunately, only a goal kick, but earlier you heard, or at least we can hear, Robbie Ricks on the sideline yelling, pin them in, pin them in. Lowe does that. Nice bit of play with Junior Mahi and an opportunity on goal.
A great opportunity on goal. Lundin had a clear look. He just leaned too far back, didn't get a good strike with his laces. You'd like to see him bury that ball low and away on the far post. If he is going to play it with his right foot, also an option to let it come across your body and play with the left. Since you are on the left side of the pitch, he was when he took that shot. You'll notice the Glens have a lot of time to play. The Fuego aren't pressing exceptionally high, unlike some of the other opponents the Glens have faced in USL 2 League play, where their defenders are under pressure and have to make decisions quickly. They have time to move the ball. Now they need to put it together in the attacking third.
They sucked him in forward a little bit, and it looked like some space had opened up a higher line maybe than Fuego would have liked, but unfortunately that pass to the front line wasn't able to find a target, and the Fuego will get the ball here on the far side. Quick throw in. Combination play between Gonzalez and Morris isn't there, not on the same page. Lundin trying to hold up and flick around, and he'll get the foul call.
Lundin is a player who's scrappy for this Glens team. He will mix it up on 50-50 balls at the center of the field. He'll fight for every challenge and really put his body on the line for the team.
Goes to college near my neck of the woods, Point Loma Nazarene. He was a key player for them last season. 5 goals, 2 assists, and first team All-Pac West. Simeon with some space, one-on-one with Horde. Left-footed effort from Simeon, not too dangerous as Rosas watches it go by like a cloud in the sky.
That's a nice take from Simeon, playing a little bit selfish and looking to attack the goal. He had so much space there on the right side. He decided to cut in and create a shot for himself. Why not?
You can see the difference in defensive styles here. The Glens pressed a lot further forward, and Grande will intercept. Lowe will play Simeon, a right-footed cross, curling Montejano in. Grande, though, a right-footed effort. And unfortunately, the end product's not there. Goal kick again. But promising signs early on.
Simeon is a player to watch. He has a lot of space on that right flank, and he's able to work under pressure. He has very quick feet, and also he made a good decision there to get a quick cross-off that created some problems for the Fuego defense.
A press again from the Glens, including Valdivia going high up, but that ball will be off the armbands of Kevin Lowe. And a free kick for the Fuego. Well, Melinda Ramirez, the head coach for the Fuego, is a Fuego alum, played for the previous iteration. Also a Fresno native, played at Roosevelt High School there in Fresno Pacific. And he also, when he played for the original Fresno Fuego, was a captain for 6 seasons. In his playing career, also drafted number 31 overall by the San Jose Earthquakes. Grande. Lundin, and they'll play it all the way back to Bilter, but numbers still forward in the box. Maybe a chance for some deep service. Combination play here, well from the Glens. That's pretty stuff, but the touch gets away from Grande. But Kevin Lowe is there again to intercept it. Velasquez, though, unable to keep it. Gutierrez will play Gonzalez, the captain. Still on it. Mahi trying to stay with it, and Mahi does. A good poke. There you see that technical dribbling, but a bit of a grab of the arm, and it will be a free kick for the Glens. We'd also like to take a moment, to thank Condor Soccer. You get the New Streets of San Francisco 2022 USL League 2 collection exclusively at San Francisco Glens home games. Today's the last one, so get your Tookus down here and get one of these kits. They're fine looking kits. You've now seen the cream and the green, and you can take your pick on which one you like, including little street maps on the sleeves. Nice details into these kits.
A smart play there by Bakuzi just to get the ball out, send it way off the field.
Marquez, a nice touch. Ribeiro. Gonzalez. Scissor. Cross. Served in, and Horde up from his left back spot. He'll maybe have a chance to go with Simeon. An inverse of what we saw earlier, but Simeon pokes it away. And that'll have to be cleared by Alvarado, and they'll say it took a touch off Nathan Simeon.
The Glens cannot give up a goal early and give the Fuego team any hope. Saucedo said it's so important the Glens get on the board first.
And that's a dangerous opportunity. Bilter able to put that fire out, knocking it off. But the first dangerous moment there from the Fuego. You can hear from the Fuego bench, stay patient, stay compact, content to let the Glens have the ball in that back line and then try and win it in the key moments. But that ball to Chrétien's a beauty. He will have a chance. Nice move onto his right foot. Chrétien's effort didn't get much of it. And that ball trickles right into Rosas's path. But a nice move and a great ball over the top to unlock that whole play. You can take another look at it.
That's great recognition there to play a more direct ball, catching that Fuego defense off guard a little bit, with Chrétien having a step up and being able to create some space to get that shot off. The Glens typically play more of a possession style game, but that was a good spot there to look to get the ball forward quickly.
Gutierrez winning the ball high off that detour clearance, but low, will too well, and Mahi, nice bit of skill before he's pressed by 3. And somehow he and Lowe try and keep it. And they'll say a foul there on the sliding challenge from Andy Velasquez, and a free kick maybe in a dangerous area. We've seen how crucial set pieces have been in these Glens matchups. Last match on Cron On, both goals from set pieces. This, another chance to maybe have a strike on goal.
Set pieces are absolutely crucial in any match. The Glens need to mark up and mark tight on this. You see them lined up just at the back of the half circle at the edge of the 18. You've got to follow your man and follow them all the way through, especially as there could be a second ball bouncing in the box. Do not lose sight of your mark.
Marquez lofted in, curling with the wind, and doesn't propose too much in terms of offensive opportunity, as it never really stayed in long enough for a Fuego attacker to try and get ahead to it.
The Glens have time, like we've talked about, to possess in their defensive half and defensive third. They really need to figure out how to put it together in that offensive third and to make a successful entry pass.
The Tour puts one forward. Grande against Horde. And they'll say it's off Horde. Grande will win the ball for the Glens up there. Fairly quick throw from Simeon and cleared away. Headed down by Bilter. And Bakuzi, a chance pressed by Morris. Maybe didn't expect him. Good move. Still with a man on him. This time it's Gonzalez. They'll find Velasquez outside of the foot effort. Unable to find Mahi, but Mahi won't stop pressing here. And then Rosas brothers will play it back and forth to each other. Cleared, but pressure from Chrétien means the Glens win it. Mahi tries the flick, doesn't come off. On his left foot, crossed in, Grande making a run. Unfortunately though, just goes out of play.
That's where you'd like to see a cross on the ground, or at least a bouncing ball across the 6 to give your players crashing the goal a chance. Lofting that up straight out of bounds, just not dangerous and not a difficult situation for this Fuego defense. Another interesting factor, the Glens with 3 games in 5 days this week. They play this Fuego team again on Friday. It's so important they take care of business today, get on the board first, control this game for the full 90, and then you can reset and look to finish off this regular season strong with 2 wins later this week.
These two teams will get to know each other very well in this short span. You also might expect to see some rotation on both sides, given the amount of matches coming their way. The Glens with another match still, Marin after that, and Fuego having played just 2 days ago. Chrétien, a magnificent effort to try and take a touch and bring that down with Rosas all over him.
The Glens actually play Marin FC on Wednesday and then Central Valley Fuego on Friday, which will be the last USL2 regular season match for the Glens. An interesting spot on the field here for a free kick. It's tough because it's in the central part of the field.
Just off screen, you can see Valdivia sneaking his way forward. Maybe a chance to set him in and have him play across. Bakuzi driving. They'll play Valdivia, who slid back to cover.
The Glens aren't able to create something off of that set piece. A tough position on the field. Maybe you look for a chip forward.
Nice 1-2 though between Lundin, and that effort blocked away, cleared again. Simeon trying to press, and it'll be a foul called on Simeon. Nice 1-2 play though in the build-up between Lundin and Grande to kind of open up that space and allow that cross to come in.
Playing those 1-2 quick passes is how the Glens are going to break down this Fuego defense. Even though you have time, it doesn't mean you should hold on to the ball necessarily and continue to dribble. You break them down when you work the ball wide, work it back inside, and really keep the ball moving quickly.
Bit of a tactical switch, winger switching side. Lucas Ribeiro coming to the near side. Michael Gonzalez going over to the far side by the bleachers. An opportunity to maybe add a different look. They'll find Horde here. 1v1 with Grande. Horde's right-footed cross into the grateful arms of Hugo Detour. Quick off his line. he'll take his time.
That's a good look from Horde. He was able to just cut a little bit and create some space to look to get a cross off and potentially create a challenging situation for Dutour.
We would also like to take a moment to thank Creative Ideas Catering, offering global fusion with Colombian Mexican flavors and owned by one of the Glens Academy players' family. They just opened their first cafe in San Francisco, only 6 minutes away from Crocker Soccer Field. If you mention SF Glens to your cashier, you'll receive a complimentary almohabana, a traditional cheese bread baked in-house every morning. Now, if you stick around a little bit later in the broadcast at halftime, we'll also have a taste test. We promised a taste test last broadcast. No churros, but some other delights will be in store at halftime.
Chrétien, let me tell you what, I'm excited about that, Jeffrey.
He'll find Grande. Grande's right-footed cross, and it's in! Diego Grande! An opening goal here in this one. But it's maybe a Pyrrhic goal, as on that cross, Chrétien goes down.
Go! Are the airplanes here?
Muted celebration here.
San Francisco Glens in the 26-minute Diego Grande.
Let's take another look.
Grande with the goal for the Glens.
Diego Grande does such a good job to create space, and then that's an excellent finish. Staying over the ball, keeping it low, putting it away in that far post with his right foot. Great composure by number 7, Diego Grande, on that goal.
Matching the number of goals he's had this season to the number on his back. A big goal here for San Francisco puts them in a prime position to qualify for the playoffs.
From here, the Glens cannot let up. They have to continue playing with a high level of intensity, a high level of pressure. You're just up by a goal. If they can get another one here before half, that would really make a statement and give them some comfortability heading into the second half.
Trainer not even needed for Chrétien, which is a good sign. Good sign for the Glens faithful. As Lundin will have a long-range effort. Glens not afraid to hit it from range in this one. Maybe has to do with the height of Robbie Rosas, a bit of an undersized keeper, only 5'9". Spent some time at Holy Names and Clovis Community College.
I don't mind the Glens taking some looks from longer range, especially early on in a game when, like I mentioned, you can potentially catch a goalkeeper off guard. Try to look for moments where he's maybe off his line, because he's been coming very, very high, Rosas has. You can see him right here coming well out of the 18. All it takes is the Glens dispossessing this Fuego team and potentially looking to get out in transition and loft one. I mean, look where he is, number 50 right now. He is well outside the 18.
Simeon's throw. He'll win a second header. It'll be headed away by Rosas and flung back. Plenty of time here as they've tried to force Robbie Rosas, to have to play with his feet and try and win the balls that he plays. And now that switch will be directed right towards me, but Rivero keeps it in.
I had my feet out. I was ready to trap that ball because it looked like it was going to fly through.
Harkening those skills.
Hey, I still play. I still get out there a little bit. I'm ready. I got you, Jeffrey, if the ball flies this way.
Do we have a roster card ready for Kylan?
Hey, you've got an assistant coach on the field for the
That's
Fuego.
true.
You never know. Pull in the female broadcaster if numbers go down.
If folks remember back to 2019, the Glens victory away at Ventura featured both head coach Javier Ayala Hill playing, as well as a goalkeeper playing in the field, subbing on late in that one. So you never know. You never know who will be called into action. I mean, this Fuego roster actually has 2 goalkeepers on their bench. in this one, so you never know what might happen.
That's a common challenge in the USL2 League because you do have a number of players who are competing at the collegiate level, and when you approach mid-July, a lot of these teams are going to start up their preseason. A lot of players heading back to college and unavailable for the last couple games of the season for USL2 play. Suddenly you can start the season with a huge roster, and then your roster dwindles as the summer goes on.
That's a great ball. Gonzalez takes it down well. Maybe he should have had an effort, but he'll draw back into an onside position. His cross, though, will be deflected away. Valdivia inviting pressure forward. And a collision there between two Fuego players. Montejano landing on top of Alvarado. And that's a dangerous challenge in the air from Morris. Stephen Morris giving a shove to Valdivia. Valdivia not one afraid of a confrontation, enjoys jouncing, and that will be a yellow card. Let's take another look.
This challenge, Morris just goes straight for the body. That's a hard hit and an easy foul call for the official.
Bilter still down.
It looks like Bilter is going to be okay. He sat up fairly quickly and he's now reaching for a teammate, which is good to see. However, that was a hard challenge. Hopefully, it didn't rock his socks too much. He's able to get his head back in the game.
Give him an opportunity at least to relace the knots on his boots. But he'll probably feel that one a little bit later. Kevin Lowe midfield gesticulating for this ball to go forward. The tool will oblige him. That'll flick off the back of Horde's head. And a Glens throw-in deep in Fuego territory. Chrétien. Simeon and Lundeen's, a big switch. Valdivia, good split to Bilter.
Valdivia did well to maintain composure, bring the ball down and find feet.
Chrétien again an effort. We talked about that height and those long-range efforts. Rosas only able to spill it over the crossbar.
That's a parachute.
Rosas is also playing high off his line.
Before the corner, you can see really on his back foot, only able to spill it. With his momentum going backwards, probably don't want to catch it, lest we forget what happened against 5-1-0. Another corner, though.
Mahi needs to get a little bit more on this corner. He's playing an in-swinger with his left. You've got to find the back of the six on these crosses. That last corner just got to the near post. It did end up earning another corner, but in order to find the head of a teammate, you want to look at the back of the six, a driven ball.
Asked to move to the other side. Velasquez will take it, and his cross deep in, headed towards goal, but just out for a goal kick.
I like the decision for the short corner there. Kevin Lowe checking to the ball unmarked is a good decision, and then playing a quick ball back to look for that cross. And the cross was well played towards the back of the six, low to the ground, in a position where a teammate could potentially get on the end of it.
Montejano, a great switch. Horde with a chance to try and play Gonzalez. He and Bilter with a nice shoulder to shoulder. And Horde will try and win it again. His ball to the back post. Ribeiro's headed. His headed effort not too dangerous. A ton of space, but you've seen Horde get forward here, and great play at the back from Montejano trying to open it up.
The Glens defense cannot leave that much space in the box. Lucas Ribeiro able to get plenty of time when approaching that header. The Glens had defenders back there, they just weren't marking touch tight. You've got to be touch tight in the box.
Foul there, another maybe dangerous spot to hit this one in.
This is a big opportunity here for this Fuego side. A set piece just about 10 minutes before half, a chance to equalize.
And a quick reminder, we mentioned those other two matches coming up. You can see them at the bottom of your screen. Wednesday at Marin, 7 p.m. And July 15th, that's Friday, at Fuego, 8 p.m. Going to be streamed on 11 Sports. Marquez, his effort, a slip in the box, headed down, headed again, pinball in there. And a slip from Mahi trying to win it. Trujillo, his service will be denied, and they'll try and find Mahi. This is where he shines, in open space. Kevin Lowe on the inside, takes a challenge. He's held the whole way, maybe holding on both sides. Mahi, still an opportunity. He'll dance and try and play Kevin Lowe. Initially intercepted, the Glens will keep it.
That's some great play in the midfield area for the Glens. Velasquez finding the quick one-touch to Valdivia and swinging the ball around and switching the point of attack.
Cross from Grande, Rosas heads it away, and Alvarado. There's space on this near side, but unable to get it over Valdivia to Ribeiro.
Composure from the Glens midfield and defense really shining here today at Skyline College.
Kevin Lowe sliding it out to Valdivia. Another cross. This time fist in. Lundin just misses it, and so does Grande. An extremely vital opportunity, but unable to find that baby touch to put it in.
If you're Lundin running on the far post, you need to be sliding for that ball. He was right there, just a foot away. Throw your body at that ball to try to put it in the back of the net. You just need to redirect in that position, get any body part on it.
Ribeiro combining with Morris, gets past Valdivia, taken down. Maybe a bit of a tactical foul, and that will be a yellow card for Valdivia. Again, Valdivia returning to this one from red card suspension. So it'll be something to keep your eye on in this one. He loves a chippy game, so he'll be interesting to watch for sure.
Elliot, stay there. Elliot, stay there.
The wind's starting to kick up here at Skyline College, that's for sure. I've noticed it in the last couple minutes. That could be a big factor in the games here. Teams going into the wind, a lot of times really challenging. Can't play anything over the top if you're going into the wind here at Skyline when it gets up to 25 miles per hour, which we've seen at games in the past.
Mahi closes down so quickly on Trujillo. Bit of a collision. It will be a foul. But you see that speed. Before the game, Kylan, we were trying to find a comparison for Junior Mahi for viewers. And thinking about it, the comparison that I came up with, and I think it sounded like we sort of agreed, was kind of an inverted Raheem Sterling with that incredible pace, bit of combination play. Sometimes the end product is there, sometimes it isn't. But in this case, left-footed instead of right-footed.
Yeah, I like that comparison. I was trying to think of just some prolific left-footed footballers to compare him to, and it's tough to come up with someone to compare his game, but Mahi has really developed as the season has gone on here in USL2 league play. As I mentioned, 2 goals in the Glens last game. He has a nice left-footed strike that he can utilize, and he's so much pace.
And he has a chance here after a giveaway. His effort parried by Rosas, and a touch from Alvarado will allow him to get into position.
Rosas did a great job of just trying to cut off the angle for Mahi there. And Mahi looked to take a hard strike. I almost would have liked to see him potentially try to chip Rosas as he was off his line.
A high pressing from the Glens paying dividends so far. Valdivia flying forward. He tries to combine with Lundin, who takes a bit of a bump, but the Glens will just keep it.
The one-touch passing working really well for the Glens. Keep the ball moving.
Bump in the back from Morris. Lowe doesn't pay him any mind. And if you'd looked at the possession stats, if we had possession stats, you'd estimate the Glens have been well in control of the ball in this one. A little cut back inside. Unable to find Lundin or Chrétien. And Ribeiro skips by Lundin, but Lundin won't give up that easily. Inside to Marquez. And that's a soft fall.
Lundin did well tracking back there. If you notice that, he sprinted about 30 yards to get back behind the ball. Well done from that central midfield position, and then to track Ribeiro all the way back and force him to play the ball backwards, that's a good piece of defense from Lundin.
Incredible fitness from him, even coming back and battling an ankle injury during this season. We'd also like to offer our congratulations to the Olympic Club Foundation on 30 years of serving the community and making sure everyone can play.
A really close call there by Detour. I like him being aggressive off his line and shutting down that play, but that bouncing ball right at the edge of the 18, you got to be careful.
I think having it as a close call, I don't think Hugo would have it any other way.
Yeah, that's something we've seen from him all season long.
Oh, that's cheeky from Junior Mahi. Velasquez and Chrétien sprinting in, Rosas on his right. Ball roll from Chrétien, combines with Mahi. Mahi tries to slip it back to Chrétien, and oh my goodness, almost what a team goal, parried away by Rosas. Are you kidding me? Lofted in, headed away by Montejano. Ribeiro with Valdivia pressing him tightly.
That was a really nice string of passes for the Glens to create that dangerous opportunity. It started with Junior Mahi doing such a good job of holding the ball under pressure and being able to get it off his feet and finding a teammate. However, Velasquez played that ball forward. I would have liked to see him look to get the ball back and really get forward into the attack after playing it up to Chrétien. I noticed he just kind of played it off and then slowly trailed the play.
I think maybe Mahi noticed the lack of sauce with the missing Jonathan Estrada and said, you know what, somebody has to take up this mantle. And if nobody else will do it, it's going to be me.
And you know, I think that Mahi's got the sauce, maybe the Newman sauce. I don't know if you've had Newman's. As far as grocery store brands go, it's pretty darn good.
That's the label with the guy's face on it, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. You've got to recognize the Newman face.
It's like the Gerber baby, you know, the Newman face.
Junior Mahi with the Newman sauce out here today at Skyline College as he takes this corner.
He'll offer it in, and that'll be flicked on. Velasquez tries to tread it down. And captain on captain here. Call for handball. That ball doinks right off of Lowe's forehead, but he'll take it. They'll keep it. Lowe blocked in. Maybe shouts for a handball in there. Outside of the box, though, and that'll be cleared away by Alvarado. Headed down. Bilter in an advanced position. Lowe now. What can he do inside the box? Well, what he can do is be called offside, and that attack will end.
It looked like he was just a step or two behind that last Fuego defender. Offsides is the right call.
There's 30 minutes left in this one, not including stoppage time. What do you make of this first half so far, Kylan, in terms of the Glens trying to stamp themselves on this match and get themselves close to playoff position?
The Glens have done a good job of dictating the pace of this game, of maintaining possession, playing composed, working the ball around, possessing out the back. I just would like to see them knock another one in the back of the net. They've created some really, really great scoring opportunities, only got on the end of one.
Valdivia has to let him go because of his yellow. Ribeiro with a chance to strike. He'll find Gonzalez. Ribeiro again. His right-footed effort crossed in. Morris on the back half. Out, though, will be the call. It'll be a goal kick. And we have 1 minute of stoppage time here in this one. About 30 seconds left if it's called exactly at the minute mark.
All it takes is one counterattack, one transition play for the Fuego to be right back in this game and to equalize at one apiece. That's why it's so important. The Glens want to really take control by going up 2-0 as soon as possible. Try to really take the confidence out of this Fuego team.
Alvarado battling with Lundin, and that'll be a free kick. Looks like referee Pedro Luna might have been reaching into his pocket for a second, but decides it isn't worthy of a card, and Lundin will slowly get up. And maybe one last bit of an opportunity beckoning here for the San Francisco Glens. Can they squeeze in one final chance? The equivalent of the halftime buzzer beater, if you will. Velasquez, he will serve it in. That ball is high and far. Rosas comes out and claims it well, though. Decisive goalkeeping.
This time, can we get all of the SF?
Not a bad idea.
To the gate.
Just a little bit too far to the near post. You'd like to see him put it a little bit more towards the back of the 6.
Hand goes up, whistle blows, and that is halftime here at Skyline College. Your halftime score, 1-0 to the SF Glens over the Central Valley Fuego, 2 here on Chron On. When we come back, we will break that first half all down for you, including the first half highlights. Stay with us.
Look good, you feel good, so we got you some nice stuff. Check it out.
I am a Coast Guardsman.
I serve the people of the United States.
I will protect them.
I will save them.
I am their shield.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are missing poses.
You mean passes?
No, poses. The secret to winning is to pose.
I'm taking a step back.
What's the reason?
Sometimes you gotta stop to be, you know, an actual human.
Take a minute to celebrate, right?
Or 20.
Pause is power.
Welcome back to Skyline College. Halftime score here between the Glens and the Fuego. 1-0 in favor of the Glens. Let's take a look at those halftime stats for you. One goal, clearly, the difference between these two sides. But what else kind of separates them statistically?
The Glens have dominated, especially possession. We don't have that stat, but you can see the rest of the stats also make it apparent the Glens really had control in this first half. 5 shots on goal to no shots on goal for the Fuego.
And that doesn't even include the amount of shots that went wayward for the Glens, the long-range efforts that weren't on frame or challenging the goalkeeper. So a really kind of dominant first half, even if the scoreline might not fully show that performance from San Francisco. If we take a look at some of these highlights and what we got coming up here, there were some key moments here that I think are really kind of crucial.
They take the pitch, they take the pitch.
Here we have a moment that early on kind of set the tone. We've seen Valdivia like to get forward, and those efforts kind of first time long range from the Glens midfield.
A nice look on goal there from Diego Grande. Just can't quite get over that bouncing half volley. He is a dangerous player up top for this Glens team, always looking to get to goal.
The only real moment of danger for Fuego, dribbling along the line. And this here was a moment of near brilliance from Chrétien, but unfortunately the finish lets him down a little bit.
Just a little bit too much on that cross there for the Fuego. That could have been a potential goal-scoring opportunity.
And here you have the goal. Chrétien assisting Grande in a divine finish. I mean, I don't know if you could place it any finer than that from Diego Grande, his 7th on the season.
A tough challenge there. Bilter going down. Luckily, he was able to recover and continue playing.
You'll see that challenge from Valdivia. It'll be something to watch, playing on a yellow. Not easy in that position. Attackers will know that, and they will try and see if they can draw a reaction out of you on that. Now, next up, Kylan took the time to get to know not technical director, Mike McNeil. What his exact title?
The executive director for the San Francisco Glens. Awesome guy. We're so excited. We'll bring you that interview right after this break. Welcome back. I am joined now by Mike McNeil, Executive Director of the San Francisco Glens. Mike, thank you so much for the time. I want to start out by talking about the academy. This year, you've had several players going to D1 schools, 8 to the U.S. national team regional ID pool, and 1 alum, Cruz Medina, who's been starting for the U.S. U17s. Do you feel like San Francisco has arrived on the national stage?
I do, actually. I mean, depending or judging on what happened this past week in Texas, I guess you could say that San Francisco soccer has arrived on the national stage. It's been a long time coming, and it's been a lot of hard work. It used to be that the best players that wanted to have a platform would have to leave the city, right? And families have to travel outside the city on weeknights in order to go to the trainings, et cetera. We're the first club to be able to offer this platform, the full pathway in the MLS Next Academy program. And we're really excited because now San Franciscans, their families, and the greater San Francisco area and surrounding communities can now stay in this area.
That's awesome. Last Sunday, the Glens U19 team shocked the soccer world by making the MLS Next Cup national final. Recently, Major League Soccer awarded the Glens the full MLS Next pathway, making you the first academy in SF with all age groups to be a part of that program. What does this mean for young players in San Francisco and the surrounding areas?
MLS Next is the highest level of academy soccer that you can play in this country. What it means is that the Glens Soccer Club is one of the top 140 clubs, including the MLS professional pathway clubs, in the entire country. We're incredibly proud of it, and it's a credit to the organization and the people who are working at the club, definitely the coaching staff, which I think is second to none, and then the player pool and the mentality of these young players in San Francisco.
Now, the club has been invited in 2 weeks to compete in the world-famous Milk Cup, now known as the Super Cup, Northern Ireland. Seeing the Glens up against the likes of Leeds United, Manchester United, and some of these global academies, how challenging is that going to be?
Incredibly challenging, but incredibly exciting. The Glens have earned national and now global respect in the past, in the recent years. And there's only 14 teams per age group that are accepted into this. So, for instance, our U19s are going and playing Right to Dream, which is a massive, best academy in Africa. Our U16s are going and they're playing Leeds United from the Premier League. So it's an incredible opportunity. And we're going over there and we're actually doing a pre-camp in Manchester, where we're going to be training at Manchester United's training grounds. We're going to visit Old Trafford and Manchester United Stadium. We're going to visit Liverpool Stadium, which is Anfield, and it's going to be an incredible experience for our players. And it's going to show them what it's like at the next level, and hopefully they can come back to the United States with a whole new perspective on the sport.
How much fun is it, or how rewarding is it for you when you do see Glens players make it on the professional stage?
Kylan, there's nothing that gives me more joy than seeing players from San Francisco, players from our academy succeeding, whether that be in high school or at the college level or being able to make it in the pros. And what these platforms are giving us as a club and giving San Francisco as a community is that we're going to see more and more players from San Francisco be able to get and reach their goals. And so that is something that fills me with a lot of pride. And motivates me to continue to want to build this club.
Now we have to talk about the Treasure Island facility. This is going to be a one-of-a-kind soccer complex in San Francisco. So exciting. What is the latest on construction?
we're really excited. The plan is still to be completed by the end of 2022, maybe into the first few months of 2023. But this is a community project, and it will be used year-round, 24/7, and it's something that is much needed for the growth of our club, for the ambitions of our club. It's going to be located right in between San Francisco and Oakland, which is obviously going to combine two very rich communities in terms of soccer culture. It's going to provide a pathway for players throughout the Bay Area. The worst kept secret is that the Glens want to have a pro program. We want to have a professional team. And that is the reason why we're building a facility. That is the reason why we're putting so many resources in the USL League 2 to prove a concept. With MLS Next Academy to prove that we can compete and we can develop players from San Francisco and they can go on and represent San Francisco at the professional level.
The Glens really offer something for every level of player, different age groups, different skill levels. What does someone need to know who's maybe considering coming out to a tryout or looking into joining the Glens?
Yeah, and I guess exactly that whether you are a beginner or whether that you want to push yourself and you think you have the ability to play at the next level, be it in college or at the professional level, we have that ability to be able to give you that platform to be seen. I think it's really important to note that we gave away almost $200,000 in financial aid. The Glens have never turned away anyone in terms of financial hardships. We are a community-based club. We want to grow the love of the game in San Francisco, and we've never turned away any player.
Awesome. Mike McNeil, Executive Director of the San Francisco Glens. Thanks so much for joining us here on the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Back to Skyline College. Last broadcast, we promised you a taste test, and today we have delivered. So we have a few things in front of us. Lena, can you tell us quickly a little bit about the empanadas?
Yeah, definitely. So today we have Colombian empanadas. We have chicken, we have beef, we have vegetarian, which are also vegan, and they're all gluten-free. So hope you like it.
Which one do you want?
Gluten-free, even better. All right, you take your pick, Jeffrey.
I'm going to take chicken.
Oh, okay. So excited to try these. What a treat.
And the sauce, so you guys.
Oh man, okay.
Excellent. Okay, what's in the sauce? That's what I want to know.
It's onion, cilantro, lemon, and a little surprise.
Oh, a little right. Can't give away all your secrets on the broadcast. Understandable.
How's that?
I love empanadas, and these are delicious. You can tell, homemade.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
delightful.
Thank you.
I'm also a very picky eater for reference, so all the reactions you're getting are totally uncensored. So
Jeffrey did warn me about that beforehand. And I do also question your taste buds a little bit because you told me that In-N-Out is your favorite burger in the world before this broadcast. So I'm a little bit suspect on your taste testing abilities. So I'm going to put my stamp of approval on it, and that's the real stamp of approval.
Next up, we have Jacqueline
awesome.
with the Cuban Ropa Vieja. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We have a unique experience in the Bay Area through the music, food, and art. And this is a little bit how we decorate. This is a ropa vieja. This is beef. All our products are gluten-free, soy, salsa-free. We have also vegan menu. In this place, we have a ropa vieja beef. Con grises, moros y cristianos also too. They have plantain with the name tachinos de Yarey. This is a Cuban meat salad and fruit for dessert.
Jeffrey, I'm going to let you take a taste of this one first. You're the picky eater. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, it's meat. That's most of the time we'll be fine.
And Jacqueline, where do you come up with your recipes? Have you been cooking this food for years? Is it homemade?
This is my family generation recipe. I started cooking here when I come to USA in 2009. Yeah, I started learn my mama, my grandmama, my generation recipe.
Awesome. All right, what do you think, Jeffrey? I'm going to grab the fork over here.
Fantastic. If you want to have a quick go, a quick bite.
I will have a bite, and why don't you tell us about the dessert we're going to be finishing
then we're going to have some paletas, Pepitos paletas. If we can, can I sneak around here? Aha, I can, maybe. Would you mind telling us a little bit about them?
It was so good. I'm having one right now.
Okay, I guess that's all we need.
I'm sorry, but it was right under the sun. I'm like, right now would be a perfect fruit popsicle, guava. You know, what else do I want?
Strawberry. Is there a strawberry in here?
I have strawberry. It's 100% free, so we make these fresh daily. So this morning we cut up a bunch of strawberries, probably 2 hour labor just for you. And then we put it in this, yes. And then here we are. We put a little bit of lime just to spice it up, and agave honey, so they're sugar-free.
Fantastic, thank you.
Fresh,
I will
fresh.
dig in.
And then to spice up your life, because they are Latin, you can put some tahini if you like.
Oh wow, we're getting the red carpet treatment here
normally
today.
I wouldn't, but I feel like for the sake of the broadcast.
Here you are.
Last bit. Here we go.
And that one, I think that one is dulce de leche.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It tastes like it. Yep, it tastes like dulce. Oh,
absolutely.
so good. And we got the dessert to go.
So we promised you a taste test. We gave it to you. Fantastic from all of these lovely, all of these offerings. Absolutely fantastic. When we come back, we'll get ready for the second half of this match, and we'll see who will fuego home happy.
Up the Glens.
Up the Glens.
Thank you.
I think it's a good community to come into because everyone gets along very well, and there's a lot of different opportunities that the Glens can give you. It's a very exciting club to be a part of.
I think I've gotten way better being with the Glens, and I'm hoping I can stay with them. My goal is to become a soccer player when I grow up. That's my dream.
Ever since I joined, I was always welcome. So I always think of it like that. You have to welcome other people.
For me and for the coaches that I've worked with, building community, that's something that we talk about a lot.
We have amazing coaches. And now I'm going to MLS next.
Like many, I think, played with a number of clubs in the city. They all have different, good attributes. And we liked the ambition of the Glens, quite frankly.
The facility project that we have at Treasure Island is imperative to meet the ambitions of the club.
I feel like that would give me another opportunity because more people would come there now that the Glens would have their own stadium, so I think more scouts would come there.
The facility to us represents, the ability for the Glens to think big and to think about the next level and really truly model themselves after what has really worked well in other parts of the world.
When we speak about creating an environment, a club environment, you do want to have your own space, and this is going to give us a huge boost in terms of creating that environment that is specific to the Glens community.
If you love soccer, why not be together?
The goal here at the club is to be able to raise private donations. Where that money goes to is directly into building the facility. We're going to have a state-of-the-art 11v11 full-size soccer field. We'll be able to have 2 99 fields on that as well. We want to have 2 practice fields off to the side, as well as a futsal court. So being able to use that money and build something that we can call a home for our youth club, our first team players, and for the larger community is something that we think is very, very important. We are unbelievably excited for this next step in the history of our club, but it won't happen without your help. Go to the website below to learn about our great donation opportunities. Again, thank you so much for being a part of our community, and up the Glens.
Up the Glens. Up the Glens.
Up the Glens.
Up the Glens.
Welcome back to USL League 2 action here on Chrétien. The San Francisco Glens hosting the Central Valley Fuego FC2. Second half kickoff coming your way right now. Here the score, the Glens leading this one 1-0. One change though for the Fuego side. Cooper Wenzel taking the place of Robbie Rosas. 6'2", just finished his redshirt freshman season at Cal State University Northridge. There's some other players on this Fuego squad, although not in the 18 today, played Northridge with him, including Michael Arrington and Mathieu Mayindu. Throw in there on the far side, taken by Montejano. And the Glens win it pretty easily. Not too much of a challenge. An opportunity, though. Another substitution, this time as it's Chase Wiener. Unable to keep it. The challenge from Nathan Simeon winning it. And now the Glens maybe look to counter using that speed that they have. A deep check-in from Chrétien, and they just are content to keep it before eventually playing down that left side. Chrétien takes a bit of a bump from Morris. No call from Pedro Luna. Maybe comes through Montejano for a bit of retribution.
Jeffrey, I want to know if in the first minute of this half you saw a woman streaking behind the goal here, because I just sprinted back from a quick bathroom break.
Unfortunately, my eyes were glued to this riveting action.
Shoot. I was hoping that 50-yard sprint I just did at least got caught by some cameras.
Well, if your playing days aren't too far behind you, like you said, you're still playing that, it shouldn't have been even that big of a deal, you know? That's just a basic recovery run.
Yeah. I mean, when I say playing adult league soccer, you're not exactly playing against or with some of the fittest folks out there. Nothing like what these guys here in the USL League 2 play are doing. Pace slows down a little bit once you hit 30. All right, Jeffrey, you got a few more good years left.
I can't imagine. The future's now, old man.
I just want to say again, though, a big thank you to those food vendors we just got to taste test at halftime. All three fantastic, really fantastic homemade creations.
That first-time pass from Morris straight into Simeon. And the Glens are able to keep it. Another giveaway, unforced. Glens not able to take advantage, though. And Marquez checking deeper than he has earlier in the match. But again, unable to get out of their own third. The Glens press has been ruthless. Nice combination. That's sensational. Headed in, Mahi unable to get to it. Velasquez trying to track it down, unable to. But a nifty little bit of play from the Glens. We've seen a few moments like that, but just that last touch hasn't been there to put it in the back of the net.
That was a great cross. Junior Mahi was just inches away from getting his head on that and potentially putting it in the back of the net. Mahi has played really well through the first 48 minutes of action here at Skyline College.
Stamped his presence on this game, even if the goal hasn't come for him yet. That ball will be tracked down nearly by Chase Wiener, but Bilter clears it away. Tons of open space. The game really starting to open up. Grande 1v1. Ryan Rosas, though, a big touch to win it. Uncontested header for Bilter. Finds Ladine. Acres of space in the middle of the field. He will find Mahi. Mahi, left-footed, and it's wide. We've talked about that end product being missing, and there it is again. A fantastic chance at goal, but the end product not there for the Frenchman.
He just needed to square up his hips a little bit better towards the goal and really try to drive through that ball a little bit more. It was kind of a choppy inside of the foot touch that just floated back towards goal, like a little bit of a chip. I would have liked to see him drive through the ball and really look to go low far post. Still another great effort, and Mahi is in the right place at the right time. Just really, it's about that finish at this point.
Bit of a foul there. Alvarado pleading his case to Luna. Don't know how often that ever works on either end, you know, as a player. Simeon. Marquez in front of him, slides it around to Lundin. First touch ball from Velasquez, headed away by Montejano.
The Glens have so much time while possessing the ball. They're doing a good job of moving the ball around. They just need to get that final touch, get that finish, the final pass in their attacking third to try to create a goal here.
Valdivia with that run forward. Unfortunately, his effort, a lot of these shots have been low, but not particularly hard, and they've been easy for both Wenzel and Rosas to dispatch. Ball forward to Chase Wiener. His touch a little too big, but still able to keep it. And that will deflect off the backside of Nathan Simeon. Rosas, after winning that in that run, stretching out the back of his hamstring a little bit. Something to keep your eye on.
Well played by Bilter to read that bounce and just play a little touch with his head back the other direction.
Streaking Michael Gonzalez into the back of Valdivia. That's a foul. It'll be a free kick. The physicality of this game wasn't off the charts initially, but it started to pick up a little bit more.
It's critical here that the Glens look to get a second goal. This game can go in two directions from here on out. Right now, only up 1-0. The Fuego could equalize at any moment. It just takes one counterattack to put them back in this game. If the Glens want to finish this off, they need to get another one on the board quickly. Otherwise, the Fuego could look to press, especially as the clock winds down in this game. And like I said, anything can happen.
And if the Glens want to challenge Project 510, again, that draw last time out against them, if they want to challenge for the Southwest Division crown, they need all 3 points. The way they qualify for that top spot is to win out these next 3 games and then to have 510 drop points in either of their last 2. If that happens, the Glens will hold the tiebreaker over 510 if they possibly end up tied on points. And will take the top spot.
Soccer is a game where the better team doesn't always win. The team that has the majority of possession doesn't always win. The team that creates the most chances doesn't always win. That's why it's so important you take advantage of the goal-scoring opportunities and you put it in the back of the net. Because so often it can be a 1-1 tie or even a loss when the other team plays better.
Simeon, a left-footed effort. Both outside backs driving into their supposed weaker foots and then putting efforts onto goal. Challenging Wenzel, who gets down, makes the save, but it will be a corner. Another set-piece opportunity. Bakuzi comes up.
Simeon is really a threat from that outside back position when he gets forward with his speed and technical skill.
Headed, Bakuzi unable to, and cleared away, loose ball, Simeon, and it's into the arms of Wenzel. Marquez, Spring and Wiener, ton of space. Can he go 1v1 against Valdivia? Drives onto the left foot, cuts back again onto his right. His effort blocked away by Valdivia. Did well defensively. Marquez, who sprung that attack with his pass to open it up, will try and finds an opening. Unable to. Trujillo to Elliot Horde. It's been an interesting matchup. These outside backs going at it. Lofted in, flicked on. Ribeiro maybe trying to find a streaker on the back post, but there wasn't a runner there and kind of aimlessly goes out of bounds.
The Glens really need to be careful about marking touch tight. You've got to be shoulder to shoulder with that forward or midfielder in the box. Don't give them any space to play a ball out of the air onto the goal. There's been a couple of times in this game where they've just had too much space in the box.
At this level, it's only a matter of time till eventually most sides will make you pay if given the opportunity. Junior Mahi, chance to isolate Michael Gonzalez. Nice cut, skins him, but can't find a big amount of space. As other Fuego players get back, close down. We'll switch the point of the attack. Simeon against Trujillo. He'll get it back from low. Driving onto that right foot. He gets by him, and that's a foul. Dangerous opportunity, maybe a possible booking as well. Or maybe just a talking to from center referee Pedro Luna. And it will just be that, no card.
That is clearly a foul. Number 51, Trujillo, you see, arm out, and then just slides in straight after Simeon's feet, takes him out from under him, and he goes down. Clearly a call and potentially a card. A little bit surprising there wasn't one pulled out there.
Bit of a tactical foul. Either, well, if he didn't know it was beat, at least a little bit reckless. Now Lundin on this one. A second goal would be huge, alleviating the tension. Lundin's service driven in and cleared away by the first man. Montejano on the scene, flicked over by Mahi. Mahi playing it, combining Mahi again, and his shot is blocked.
That is a great effort by number 10, Junior Mahi, moving without the ball, streaking forward, creating problems for this Fuego defense. That's a missed call right there, though. We just heard the Glens bench up in arms. That looked very clearly like a corner kick as it was deflected out of bounds. Not sure what the AR saw there.
Oh, that's cheeky again from Junior Mahi. With the amount of sauce, you might say he's also a new man. And Chase Wiener in a battle with Simeon. Sort of out of nowhere. That counter with just 2 men for the Fuego.
Mahi has been a standout in this game for me. He's done such a great job cutting, playing in tight spaces, making some quick touches to get around defenders, creating space to get a shot off, and creating opportunities for teammates on the cross. Mahi, one of the Glens' biggest threats right now in the attack.
We've talked before about how committed he is, commuting from Reno for every training session and match. You can tell he wants it. And another kind of interesting facet added to this game. Recently, USL League 2, the official league website, released their top 50 prospects to watch in this one. No Glens, no Fuego, barely any representation at all from the Southwest Division. So maybe something to prove for these teams in the Southwest Division that might feel overlooked by a little bit of East Coast bias. Even though there were some players from Ballard and some of the other Western states, not as much Southwest representation.
Here we have Simeon with space again on the right side. He's just had loads of time to play, and he's had the ball at his feet on this flank. And it looks like the Glens are getting ready to make some substitutions. We'll see if injecting some new life into this offense can lead to a goal.
We spoke about him just a moment ago. It looks like Junior Mahi will make his way off. Julio Gonzalez Ponce will take his place, and Cheyenne Charalagi will also come on here.
Yeah, I mentioned offense, but Charalagi has played center back for the Glens majority of this season, competing at the center back spot with Bilter, who started today.
In the 60th minute, 2 substitutions for the
and we'll
SF
see
Glens.
where he
Number 3
comes into the game here.
And some stints at right back. It looks like he will go to left back, and maybe Valdivia will slide into midfield, or even a possible 5-back situation, allowing the wingbacks who naturally like to get forward. We've seen both Simeon and Valdivia put efforts on goal.
It looks like Valdivia has slid up into the attack based on where he's positioned right now. Valdivia with a strong left foot as he plays on the left side, looks to swing some crosses in.
He'll get that ball back from Velasquez. Montejano pressing on his back. We'll play each other again, and Charalagi getting his first touch quickly. Content to just try and swing it around, wait for an opportunity. Weiner pressing Bilter. Bilter hasn't had too much asked of him today, which is probably a good thing as a center back. You don't want your name being brought up.
If your name's being brought up as a center back, it's usually because you made a mistake and a goal was scored.
Charalagi's cross headed down, but not fully cleared. Able to keep it in, though, are the Fuego, and maybe a chance for Weiner to go at Bakuzi. His head flicks up, and Bakuzi just stays where he is and gets a little present. That's well won, though, from Fuego. 3 players on it, but Marquez gives up on the play a little bit, and Fuego, after what looks like a promising chance winning that ball off Kevin Lowe, can't make anything with it. Weiner out to Michael Gonzalez. Play Marquez. Marquez, again, an interesting case. Large amount of pedigree. At 15, got called in the U.S. Youth Nationals. Played with Leon in their academy. Played as recently in the U20 Clausura. But kind of an interesting fact, Glens fans who remember the 2019 season might remember the names Arda Balut and Reese DeSoto. Marquez, at the US U18 camp, played with both of those men. So an interesting kind of connection with Marquez and an interesting story. Coming back, and oh my goodness, Michael Gonzalez forcing Hugo Detour to make a sensational save to his right.
The Glens need to get organized and continue to play sharp defensively. It can get easy to get caught up as they have been pressing so much in this game, but they cannot lose sight of their organization and communication on defense. All it takes is 1 goal to tie this game up.
Trujillo offering an option. They want to play short, they do. Isolated Velasquez, the only one that went out. Ribeiro blocked away by Kevin Lowe. His left foot keen to make the stop. Weiner, oh, that's nifty. Goes down kind of soft. Luna acknowledges it. Morris with a tough challenge. And that'll be a red card. Stephen Morris commits into that one and sort of rash. And now all of a sudden, maybe the Glens can take a breath for a moment. They'll be playing the last 27 minutes or so of this match with an extra man on the pitch.
Assuming there's not another red card.
Assuming. That's possible. Let's take another look.
It's always possible.
I don't think there's much of a debate or argument there. Crunching in from behind.
64th minute, red card, Morris.
So there you see Morris, number 53, just slides from behind, taking out the feet of Bakuzi, and that is a card. Slide tackle from behind. That'll get you a booking.
His 2 challenges, both firm and reckless. Not much to argue about in that case. Horde sliding up, maybe a bit further. We saw him kind of in a defensive position, playing closer into midfield this half, trying to use that experience that he has.
The challenge for the Glens as this game goes on is to keep up their defensive intensity, keep up their defensive shape, communication and organization, and also figuring out how to find that final pass.
Chrétien in on goal. Sorry to interrupt, and Chrétien slides it away. An instant impact off of the red card, and it's 2-0 for San Francisco.
That was a great job by this Glens team in recognizing the situation they were in, getting the ball forward, finding the opening, and Chrétien with a great composed finish.
He's been sensational all year long. An assist earlier, a goal this time. Sliding it past Wenzel. And he has been fantastic. And surely will make an impact when he goes and joins the USF Dons next season in the WCC.
Nice composure by Chrétien. Not doing too much, over-hitting the ball, just playing it low and away. Sliding it right past Rosas.
Wenzel.
Oh, Wenzel.
Sub at halftime.
I forgot the halftime substitution at goalkeeper for the Fuego.
That ball cleared hard into the stands. Take cover. Alvarado.
Nice save.
No mercy.
Now the Glens have firm control, up 2 goals in this game. They need to continue to play smart, possess the ball, and continue pressing. Why not get another one?
A statement win would be delightful.
It
also
does.
adds to the goal difference, which could be helpful towards the end of the season if it comes down to it.
It does take some of the pressure off getting the second goal.
Although I hate to do this. I always hate when people do this. I don't want to say it. A two-goal lead, a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead in soccer. You know, don't you know?
Well, we'll see if the Glens can make it a 3-0 lead.
Another booking, though. This time to Lucas Ribeiro. He will pick up a yellow.
Valdivia limping a little bit as he gets up after that challenge.
One sub also getting ready for each side here. So it looks like Jake Himelstein and Francisco Lopez will get ready to enter this one at a stoppage soon. Velasquez, he will offer a right-footed effort that Wenzel will have to kind of collect in his chest on the dive.
Himelstein about to enter the game for the Glens, a San Francisco native who played his freshman season at Cal in a reserve role. Galileo High School graduate who was on the All-State team just 2 years ago. And it looks like we have another substitution lining up for the Glens. Forward Tyler Johnson appears to be getting ready to enter the game.
And Ricky Rosas as well from the Fuego. All three brothers will have appeared in this match. Simeon, another interception. The Glens press has been absolutely ridiculous in creating opportunities. Grande's cross into the box, cleared away. Corner here for the Glens. Valdivia trotting out, getting ready to take this set piece.
With all of the substitutions lining up, a little bit difficult to see from our vantage point at midfield.
Hands up, a bit of a thumb. Ball served in, dangerous, headed away by Horde. Kevin Lowe gonna try and keep it in. He will, he'll serve it out wide to Valdivia. But it'll be intercepted before it gets there. Eventually cleared away. Weiner with a bit of space. But a bit of a shoulder high from Kevin Lowe will be a foul call, and looks like all these substitutions will happen right now.
I feel like a broken record saying this on several of the Glens corners and set pieces. Would have liked to see Valdivia get a little bit more on that. You saw the Glens mids and forwards who were crashing, looking at the back of the six. His ball played maybe middle of the six, right to the head of a Fuego defender. Would just like to see him get a little bit more on that. Played a little bit deeper into the box.
Coming off for the Glens, first goal scorer Diego Grande. I mean, and again, I hate to reiterate, and I'll sound like a broken record saying you sound like a broken record. I mean, what a story, again, for this kid, an academy kid who played with the first team in small doses in 2019 and then has made a massive impact. And when he was academy, he was a coach's award, and so I think it really speaks to his growth as a player within this Glens first team to see the success that he's had this season.
The Glens is an organization.
And another one!
I knew when I started talking there was going to be a goal.
With Jason Valdivia into Chrétien. Chrétien's down again, but it's 3-0. The Glens running riot here at Skyline College.
Concern though, as Chrétien is down holding, looked like, oh, he's smiling,
We'll take another look. A nice little dink over Wenzel's right shoulder.
Chrétien does a good job to just get a foot on it, to get to the ball first. And you mentioned a little dink, just play a dink, just a little tap.
Yeah.
Just a little tap in the words of Happy Gilmore. Into the back of the net.
Gets it over Wenzel, his second Another assist for Valdivia.
Chrétien with the goal for the San Francisco Glens.
Chrétien is a player all season who's been a catalyst for this Glens offense. This marks his fourth. Wait, he scored earlier.
His fifth goal.
His fifth goal. Yeah, I was going to say his fourth on the season, but his fifth on the season. Fourth and fifth on the season in this game today, as well as 4 assists he's chipped in so far this season, leading the team. He's a player that's strong on the ball, and as we've seen here today, smart in his finishes.
The Glens not happy just with that. Flying to the ball. Swarming like hornets. And I think they might not be happy until they get a few more on the board, pass the love around a little bit.
After struggling to score and creating a lot of opportunities, this is the time where the Glens could break this game wide open, knock a couple more in, really try to take the wind out of this Fuego team's sails.
Rosas, who you just saw on the ball a moment ago, one of those brothers, but also the all-time leader at UC Merced in terms of appearances and starts, 6th all-time in assists for them, 2-time All-Cal Pac second team, and 1-time All-Cal Pac first team. And a blocked pass from Himelstein. Chrétien in again. What might he do this time? He will put it in the back of the net. And it's sensational San Francisco, baby. 4-0 here at Skyline College. And how many more might be in store?
How about the hat trick for Max Chrétien? That play, though, started with Jake Himelstein applying the pressure, deflecting the pass. We'll take another look here. Max Chrétien gets out with so much space. Here is where we see the composure. That's exactly the right moment where you want to get the ball off of your foot, and a nice, easy finish into the back of the net. Well played by Chrétien, showing throughout this match great composure when it comes to the finishes.
I mean, who knows how much this game has left in terms of scoring output, but we might run out of green flares if it keeps up like this the last few minutes.
Again, I want to mention the work rate of Himelstein, though, to make that last goal happen. We didn't show it in the replay, but he deflected that pass that really led to the breakaway for Chrétien. And it's that kind of pressure that has led to a lot of the Glens scoring opportunities.
Cleared forward, Weiner trying to beat Bilter to it, but Wilter bests him. And Tyler Johnson trying to come on the field, make an instant impact. And Charlotte will thought about offering a body part, a limb at that one, but figured it was better to let it go and let Bakuzi recover deep and collect it and combine.
It'll be interesting to see as the minutes wind down what Saucedo's tactic will be for the Glens now that they're up 4 goals. Will they continue to push and press and get forward to try to knock a couple more in, or will they just be comfortable possessing and holding on to the ball until the time runs out?
Ponce, a great, fantastic ball out wide to Simeon. Simeon, right foot effort into the box, and Chrétien almost scores another one. Blocked away. Charlagi wants one. And he puts a high boot up there, and that will possibly be a card, or maybe not. Looked like the referee was possibly reaching for the pocket. Chrétien, though, almost had his 4th. Almost with the quadruple today. A fantastic driven ball low by Nathan Simeon.
Simeon did really well to play that ball on the ground in a position where Chrétien could run onto it and get a good strike on the ball. And several Glens were inside the 6, just ready to clean up any second ball and try to get one in the back of the net.
A bit of a nip in the back from Kevin Lowe, and a foul called. Looks like the Glens will try and let everyone get into this one. Elliot Jones making his way, as well as Elliot Jones and Kian Jones as well. Another opportunity though, Chrétien's in again, and oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me now? His 4th. Another one for the Glens, and I can't believe it.
Chrétien having himself a day. Let's take a look at this. So much space here. With the right foot, squares up his hips. He plays that with the inside, just looking to go low and away, and that's exactly what he does. Another sign of great composure from Max Chrétien up top for the Glens.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be much discussion or debate about who the man of the match is going to be after this one.
No, not much debate at this point.
Here to tour,
putting his stamp on this game.
The tour making his way off in his final match, a clean sheet, at least in his stint. He will take that. He's been fantastic this season for San Francisco. Barely any goals conceded, an average of less than 1 goal per game.
And a rare substitution, a rare occurrence where we see Kevin Lowe come off the field for the Glens.
Jones, the youngster, will make his way on. And what a fantastic story he is. He and the rest of the MLS Next U19s went to Frisco in the FC Dallas complex and finished second. They were the runner-ups against competition, including Sporting Kansas City, who they downed, Czech Republic, who they ousted. They had a Cinderella run, and he was a key part of that just a few weeks ago.
The Glens really making their mark and putting themselves on the national stage with that run in the MLS Next Cup, a very competitive nationwide tournament made up of many MLS Academy teams. The Glens were seen as the dark horse in that tournament, coming forward and making it to the final, which most teams around the country were not expecting.
And performances across the board, including Matthew Duggan, first teamer who was on the best 11. A fantastic performance from him. Kevin Rodriguez, who is the tournament MVP, who still has another year left. The kid's only 17. He will be with them again for another year. And Anthony Guzman, who had a sensational performance in the semifinal, the hat trick that propelled the Glens onto that final against the New England Revolution. And an exclusive after the match, we will get Jones and we will officially announce his college choice. So an exclusive after the match. You won't want to miss it.
Very exciting, and that's something the Glens as an organization have hung their hats on, is getting their players looks and opportunities to play at the next level, whether that be the collegiate level, whether that be the USL2 level. And then the goal of this staff is to get some of these players looks to go pro.
That driven ball from Valdivia was begging for somebody to give it a poke. Nobody there, but the Fuego really having trouble getting the ball out of their own third. It's been like that all match, and it's only compounded with the dejected looks after the last few flurry of goals.
I also want to mention Kevin Lowe going off for the Glens team has played almost every single minute of most of their matches. He is the engine that makes this team go and has done so much for this team in the central midfield position. Another player that potentially has gotten some looks from some pro scouts, just unfortunately a little bit undersized for the professional game.
Chrétien in dangerous position, tons of space in the box. Wild to see. Jones will have a rip on his debut. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't care if it's deflected. What a way to mark your debut. Returning from MLS Next Cup, getting a goal. Are you kidding me?
Jeffrey, you about broke down this table we're sitting at here.
I'm so gosh darn excited.
We aren't an official press box. We've got a folding table. Jeffrey's about to break it down.
Show me that replay.
Look at the strike by Kian Jones there. From outside the 18, gets over the ball, puts it in a dangerous position to where it was deflected into the goal.
I talked pregame with head coach Gabe Saucedo briefly, and I was joking with him. I jested. I said, you know, Marin got 6. I want 7 today, and he said, I just want to win. Well, he's almost done that and then some today. He and the rest of the Glens outfit, they've been sensational. I mean, you look at the back line as well. You might have said they've brought their fire extinguishers today. There's been no Fuego danger.
They got the hoses out.
spraying everything down.
Hoses and the fire trucks.
All the fire retardant everywhere on the pitch. Matches and letters banned from entry. Johnson running, trying to get it back from Valdivia. Bit of a nip there from Alvarado, free kick.
While the Glens have this game in hand, their work isn't done in this USL 2 League play. Up next, they have another game on Wednesday, July 13th at Marin. And that'll be another critical game. The Glens are still in the hunt for potentially a championship in the regular season, and they have yet to solidify a playoff spot. So a lot still on the line after today.
Can't celebrate too much again, that playoff spot not fully locked in, but I won't stop them from celebrating after a win like this. Nearly clinching. Chrétien to the back post. Valdivia wanted it, but it's cleared by Montejano. And Johnson's header will just kind of deflate after being up in the air. Francisco Lopez making a screaming run in front of us. Wanted it. Lenzelda will just slow it down.
Also of note, the Glens face this Fuego side again on Friday on the road, 8 p.m. kickoff. And that may be the opportunity to put the cherry on top of what's been an impressive season for the Glens.
I'm sure, though, Fuego will have adapted and will be hungry and will be looking to avenge themselves after this performance. A tough road trip for them so far, conceding 12 goals in their 2 matches here in the Bay Area in the 2-day span.
And looking at this Fuego team, they do really have some quality players. It just can be a challenge in USL 2 League play, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, to have consistency in your lineup. You've got a lot of moving pieces when it comes to collegiate players.
Valdivia, his cross, too weakly thrown together to actually challenge, and it will be a thrown on the far side. I think it's also one of the challenges for Fuego. They're an expansion side, both in USL League 1 and in USL League 2, and so it's tough. I mean, if you are unfamiliar with the story of the Fresno Fuego, a team from 2003 to 2018 that were in the PDL/USL League 2 and competed in the Southwest Division. But they were acquired by Fresno FC, who were playing the USL Championship. When Frank Yallop came aboard, they decided to look for another city in California which to base. They moved to Monterey, and this is their first year back. The Fuego name hearkening to the old Fresno Fuego roots. So it's a challenge in any league to be an expansion side on any level, and only room for growth for this young side.
A great piece of one-on-one defending just a moment ago by Nathan Simeon, as Lopez was streaking towards him, looking to play some type of cheeky move. Simeon did exactly what you want to do. He stayed low. He kept his feet moving.
Oh, my goodness.
Not another one. Not another one.
Dom is gritting his teeth and saying, oh, I almost had one.
He's hungry to get in on the action. But overall, I think the Glens should be happy with today's performance, Jeffrey. They came out and did exactly what they needed to do. They were looking to get a decisive win over this Fuego team that struggled recently, not fall into a trap game. As head coach Gabe Saucedo said, it's easy to get up when you're playing a Project 510 side, a side that's at the top of the division, but when you know you're going up against a team that's struggled, it's easy to come out a little bit slow, a little bit comfortable. The Glens did take some time to find the back of the net. However, here in the second half, they've really broken the game open, and thanks in large part to some fantastic finishes by Max Chrétien. And they continue to do a good job as the clock winds down and just moving the ball.
Obviously assisted by the red card. Be remiss to not point that out as Ponce is in the box. His effort is blocked. Poked back. Himelstein. Oh my goodness. I am flabbergasted. I am shocked. I am delighted. I'm aroused. What a performance from this side. 7. I asked for 7 and Gabe gave me 7. Let's take another look.
Here you see a nice job by number 3, Gonzalez Ponce, to collect that ball and find Himelstein's feet. Then Himelstein with A great finish, the one touch, putting it low and away with the inside of the foot, nice and easy. The Glens just really with impressive composure in that attacking third in the second half. I feel like I keep saying composure, but that's all it is on those finishes. Don't do too much. Just place it, place those kicks, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Offside, Francisco Lopez trying to get in. Claw one back.
And you know what? We've really lucked out, Jeffrey, when it comes to the weather here at Skyline College. Just a couple miles north in Pacifica, where I live, we were seeing some heavy fog roll in, some wind kicking up. We've got a little bit more wind here. However, it stayed sunny and really just a beautiful day for a match. Finally, we've had some ugly ones here at Skyline College.
We've been blessed. I mean, I think maybe it's the Cream Kits, if we're being honest. 3-0 in their last home match with the Cream against Davis Legacy. And so far 7-0 in this one. So maybe we just make a little shrine to the Cream Kits and say all hail, and we only ever wear the Cream unis from now on. A tug from Marquez. Chrétien will play quickly. Simeon will want this ball. Surely he will try and have an effort. He'll just play it in. Chrétien bounces up off the chest, maybe off the arm. It is off the arm. It'll be a free kick for the Fuego at the top of their own area.
That was a good decision by Simeon to find someone's feet. That's a tough angle to take a strike at. However, he could have also looked to potentially cut inside and have a hit himself. I'd like to see Simeon be a little bit more selfish. Here's the opportunity to take some chances.
He certainly earned it with his play so far.
Absolutely. He's earned the opportunity to take a strike. He also is so quick and so technical. He really can take players one-on-one and beat them.
Lopez to Ribeiro. Marquez. Bit more possession. We haven't seen that much of this today from the Fuego.
In the brief moments Kian Jones has been in the game, I like what I've seen from the youngster thus far. He's had a couple of plays on the ball where you can really see his technical skills showing as he's able to play in tight spaces, get the ball under control quickly, hold off defenders. He has a bright future ahead.
Tyler Johnson trying to slide that through for Ponce, just on a different wavelength there. Himelstein tried to get up to it and get back to it. Johnson, an interesting player as well. San Mateo native, just finished his freshman year at Boston University. He also has experience in the MLS Next tournament. He was a quarterfinalist with the Onza Force, and in high school, he was the ASB class president. So a super interesting addition for this Glen side in this one.
It's great to see some of the Glens reserves getting opportunities, getting some action.
It's a great opportunity to get some minutes in a match like this one.
Exactly, gain some experience. As the season goes on, you never know when there could be an injury and suddenly someone's in the starting lineup. This is crucial time for players to gain experience in a match like this.
That's another bad giveaway from Marquez. Taken advantage of by Himelstein. He'll want that ball on the far side. He asked for it. Chrétien's still going. His pass right to Trujillo. He had Ponce to his left, Johnson to his right, and split the difference. That'll be full time. No stoppage time in this one. No need for it. Full time here at Skyline College. Final score 7-0. The score for your San Francisco Glens ousting and defeating the Central Valley Fuego 2. When we come back, we will have your highlights. There are plenty of them in this one. Plenty of second half highlights, 6 second half goals. We will take a look at all of those when we come back.
You look good, you feel good, so we got some nice stuff. Check it out.
It's hard to believe the Olympic Club Foundation has been around for 30 years of supporting youth athletics within the Bay Area communities.
That's a whole generation that we are changing.
They provided the funds that allowed the courts at McLaren Park here in San Francisco to be resurfaced.
There are hundreds of kids in Visitation Valley who are getting a chance to play on those courts.
We're supporting golf in East Palo Alto and swimming in Richmond and lacrosse in Oakland.
Our newest initiative is to build girls varsity lacrosse programs in every high school in Oakland. And the Olympic Club, just being there consistently, has helped us get to this point where we're going to be adding another 175 girls to our program.
It's really exciting to see all kids have that opportunity, especially women.
The support we provide, it's a big relief from the parents knowing that they're giving the kids opportunity to learn new things.
Congratulations, Olympic Club Foundation, on 30 years of investing in youth sports in the Bay Area.
30 years of giving wings to youth. Fantastic. Thank you, Olympic Club Foundation.
Welcome back to Skyline College. Full time here, 7-0 your final score. This is the post-game show presented by Sports Basement, and Kylan Mills is down there with the man of the match. I don't think there's any debate. It's Max Chrétien here in this one.
I'll say a little intro and just say, you know.
Yeah, you're here with your coach. In just a moment, you will get that man of the match interview, but I mean, what a performance top to bottom from this Glens lineup. We've seen them. Today was the day that the dam broke. The goals finally came. It's been a struggle so far to find that end product, but certainly a performance here to remember for everyone. Goals spread around, including the youngsters, Jake Himelstein and Kian Jones, making an instant impact in this one, getting goals laid on. Fantastic experience for them. Tough result for the Fuego, tough span, a tough weekend for them, conceding 13 goals. But now we are ready, and Kylan is there with Max. Here's your man of the match.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. I am joined now by the man of the match for the SF Glens forward, Max Chrétien. Congratulations on the win and 4 goals in this match today. Was there anyone that was your favorite or stands out to you?
Standout goal?
Yeah. You had 4. Was there any that you liked more than the other?
I think the first one, when Dom slid it into me for the cross, we have a good connection on the field, and for him to get an assist and for me to score for an assist, it's really happy, and I'm happy for him, happy for me, yeah.
As a team, you scored 6 goals in the second half. How was your offense able to break this game open?
Yeah, I think we're at the stage in the season where everyone knows a little bit about where we go on the ball. I'm able to drop in, people are able to work off me, and so it's quite natural, we don't talk too much, and I think it just comes through with experience and playing more and more with each other.
And you're attending USF, you're playing with some of your future teammates. What has that experience been like this summer, getting to know them and getting to play with them here on the Glens team?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely buzzing. When we come out here and train and we play, it's a great atmosphere. The coaches have done a terrific job to get us here and get us together, so I'm super happy to be here with all my boys.
Looking forward, how important is it that you as a team really take care of business in these next 2 games and finish off USL League 2 regular season play strong with 3 games in 5 days?
Yeah, for sure. So after this, obviously we'll recover. We have a big game on Wednesday, but we want to snatch 6 points, give us as much of an opportunity as possible at finishing as high as possible. So, yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. Thanks so much. We'll be right back.
What a performance for Max. You can see in those replays how excited the rest of the Glens crew was for him. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, head coach Gabe Saucedo and Kian Jones with a special announcement.
I am a Coast Guardsman.
I serve the people of the United States.
I will protect them.
I will save them.
I am their shield.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We created Carlsberg 0-0 because even the best things can be better with alcohol-free beer. Clean one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. And whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Welcome back to Skyline College and the post-game show presented by Sports Basement. Kylan down on the field, this time with head coach Gabe Saucedo and Kian Jones.
I'm joined now by head coach Gabe Saucedo. Congratulations on the win. 6 goals in the second half. How was your offense able to break this game open?
Well, I think the big factor was them getting that red card. It was a close game up until then. I thought both teams came out in the second half with some good effort and desire, and it was we put it together, and we were able to string some passes together and get in behind them a ton. So happy with that.
Max Chrétien with 4 goals in this match. You've said he's a huge catalyst for your offense. What impressed you most about his performance today?
He's just consistent. He's just the same player every time. We know what we're going to get with him. He works hard on both sides of the ball. Defensively, he's a monster, and in attack, he's our target. He's our go-to guy. We look to him first to start our attack, and I don't think I've seen a player score 4 goals in a long time. So I'm very happy for him.
Now you have a quick turnaround before this match coming up on Wednesday. What are you telling your team going into the next 2 days?
Yeah, so we have a chance to win it. We need a little bit of help with 5-1-0, needing to draw or lose a game. But the guys are hungry. They're motivated. You know, I don't provide much motivation. It's all intrinsic for them, and they like to get after it and have a lot of fun. So my message is just to stay consistent, train hard, and rest up because we got 3 games in 5 days here. So.
You're a lifelong Bay Area guy. You know what the Glens means to this area. Just what would it mean to see this team win the USL2 regular season championship in the Southwest Division?
Oh, man, I don't want to jinx it, but no. It would mean just so much for not just our team and our staff and the club, but I think just for the community. We had great support today, really good numbers out here, but there's just so many players that have gone through the system that dates back to 1961. I think it would mean so much for them and their families and everyone that supports us. It would just be a great way to end this regular season.
You can see the emotion and the commitment of your players on this team. What makes this group so special?
That's funny you ask. That was kind of my message to them at the beginning, before the game and the pregame. I just told them I love watching them play. They have unbelievable chemistry, and they're forming lifelong friendships right now. They're playing with so much joy and love. It's great to watch. I'm really having fun.
Yeah, you can see the joy. Awesome. Well, Thank you so much, head coach Gabe Saucedo. We have another special guest who's going to be joining us here now. Kian Jones, congratulations on a win in your first goal in your USL2 debut.
Sorry.
Following up an impressive performance in the U19 MLS Next playoff. And I've heard that you have an announcement you want to make on the broadcast. Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, I'm really excited to announce that I will be attending USF Soccer to continue playing soccer and continue my academics. I'm excited to get started. I've played with a couple of these boys already. I feel like we have great chemistry, as you can tell by the win. So I'm excited to get started.
And with that U19 team, you got several college offers. What did playing in that tournament mean to you and your visibility?
Yeah, I know it was a great opportunity. I feel like at the start, a lot of coaches and other teams wrote us off, but I think we proved them wrong. I think that gave me, as well as a lot of my teammates, a ton of exposure. So now we have opportunities like myself at USF. So I'm really grateful for my coaches and my teammates for working hard and getting us to that point.
Finally, here with the Glens USL2 team, you've gotten to meet and maybe get to know some of your future USF teammates. What are your impressions so far of this group?
You know, it's a great group. I'm wishing the best for us. Hopefully we'll keep winning, keep on our ways, and I'm excited to get started with USF.
Alrighty, well, congratulations, Kian Jones, officially now attending USF, and we also want to bring in your U19 coach as well.
Hi. Hello. How you
Hi. Thanks for joining the broadcast. How happy are you just to see Jones now being able to play at the next level?
I'm so happy for Jones. He actually, we had a conversation about it, and he was trying to take some harder routes, and now with USF, they're getting a real leader and a really good captain, I think, of the future of USF.
Your team just made such an impressive Cinderella run in that MLS Next Cup at the U19 level. What was the key for your group to making it so far?
I think it's just us being together for so long and having these older guys like Jones to lead the younger guys, and having like the will to believe that we can make it there and fitting the part, right? Obviously, we're an MLS Next club, and they were the MLS clubs, and we were having to fit into that role, and these guys did a great job. And I think a lot of it was just the community and how much we depended on the support of everybody that was around us.
And do you think the Glens and San Francisco has now arrived on the national stage?
Yes, I think the Glens put out a really big statement about what we're doing for the community of San Francisco, how we're merging communities and trying to just make it one big club for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break here on the broadcast. When we come back, we'll have a look at the highlights from today's match.
What a fantastic story. When we come back, we will have your final rundown on this match, including stats and highlights. Stay with us.
Guys, we are missing pauses.
You mean passes?
No, pauses. The secret to winning is to pause.
I'm taking a step back.
What's the reason?
Sometimes you gotta stop to be, you know, an actual human.
Take a minute to celebrate, right?
Or 20.
Pause is power.
Welcome back to Skyline College, to the post-game show presented by Sports Basement. Just during that break, Kian got absolutely doused by the rest of his USF teammates coming up. What a fantastic story. But let's take a look at some of these highlights here in this one. Fantastic showing by the Glens here. Got that first goal, Diego Grande, starting it off a quiet first half, except for that first goal.
It's hard to identify just a couple of highlights because the Glens had so many fantastic opportunities and finishes in this game.
That was that chance for Mahi earlier that we were worried maybe the Glens would rue at the end of the day, but it did not end up mattering at all.
Congratulations to our first man of the game. To him as well for his 1 assist.
Few chances that were pinged around, and there you had that red card, which opened the opportunity for Max Chrétien to run rampant in that second half.
Chrétien with a nice composed finish there at about the 65th minute. What a game for Chrétien. 4 goals in today's match.
The amount of space it had, it almost looked like it was a finishing ground, or a training, a finishing exercise on the training ground. Similar space there, tons of room opened up, and just able to slot it with his right foot, curling it into the side of the net. And here, what a story. What a story for the young man. Going to be joined next year not only by all those USF guys, but also Matthew Duggan, his teammate for the MLS Next U19s. What a day for him.
There you saw Kian celebrating with some teammates, and you mentioned he just got doused with water after our quick interview here on the broadcast. Just fantastic to see these San Francisco players succeeding, getting opportunities at the next level, and that's what the Glens are all about, especially now that they have received that MLS Next designation at all levels. That really gives them the opportunity to get these players seen by collegiate coaches, professional scouts, and if you're a player in San Francisco, you will have the visibility and the chance to succeed at the next level.
Now, if we take a look at these stats, I have a feeling they might be a little one-sided. That might just be a hunch in this one, but you can see there, oh my goodness, 22 shots on goal. I figured it would be a relatively high number, definitely double digits, but 22 is a pretty dominant number for a side in this one.
I want to really quickly just give some credit to this Fuego side.
as a player, it could be so tough when you are facing a losing streak like this. They've now lost their 7th straight, to continue to come out and attack every single game and play with the same intensity and the same effort when you're struggling like that. But they did that here today. They held the Glens to just 1 goal in the first half. And who knows what the score would have been had there not been that red card and Fuego gone down a man early in the second. So a lot of credit goes to them for continuing to show up, and the Glens will really need to bring their A game when these two sides face each other again on Friday.
Yeah, next week, another game with Marin. You saw that game on our broadcast, on our air as well. The Glens will be keen to get revenge, and that's also a game that the only team that could knock the Glens out of the playoffs is Marin. That is the only team that could jump them from that bottom half. They will be keen to get revenge after that loss, that 2-1 loss earlier in the season. I mean, all in all, a fantastic performance from the Glens, and really a kind of beautiful way to kind of encapsulate so much of what the season's been, where they've played so well, but today the goals finally came. Again, that's your final score here. 7-0 at Skyline College. The San Francisco Glens downing the Central Valley Fuego 2. From Jeffrey Ulysses Geisinger and Kylan Mills, thank you so much for watching us on Chron On, and have a wonderful afternoon.